Good for him. Really is. He's had some difficult luck on some well-struck balls. We'll take that right there, the ground ball up the middle. And on that one, I hope you noticed Rizzo's base running. He didn't even hesitate. He had to go, and that was the right thing to do, and he did it. Just like when he gets picked off on a large turn, everybody was all over him for that. But then he makes the same aggressive play today, and it pays off. So take the bad with the good sometimes. Well, there's got to be. Of course, Addison's got 88 RBIs and made all the sense in the world, but of course it's got to motivate Jay Ward a little bit right there.
You would think at some point, Joe, your guys would take the foot off the gas a little bit. It doesn't ever appear that happens.
Isn't it beautiful? That's what I've been talking about. I mean, we have a nice record, but we're coming to play every day, and that's everybody says, what are you going to do in September? Nothing different. Just try to rest people when you can, but play the same game. The bullpen really obviously used way too much of that today. And we just got them rested. Now they're unrested. So we got to figure that, although pitch numbers were not bad, i.e. Woody had 7, Rob Z had 16, I believe, CJ 17, Cahill had less than 10 possibly, Smitty had 12. So not in spite of all the action, not bad from the relief pitcher's perspective. Aroldis 2 innings, 24, I think it was. Spectacular. What a great slider he had going on tonight. So up and down, they played great defense too. That was kind of reminding me of us because we had a lot of balls that were caught that could have caused a different outcome earlier. Like I said, a really passionate, well-played series on both teams' part. He was good. Yeah, that was more than I expected, honestly. I mean, I'm just talking about pure stuff. Number of pitches, 75, 80, right on the money. But just physically, ball out of his hand, he was outstanding. I really was pleased with that.
I think that 16 shutout innings from the bullpen in this series.
Wow. That's what happens, though, when different guys get opportunity and then they seize it. I mean, just Grimmer has been ridiculously good. And just take that at bat back. Was it how do you say it? Adrianza? When he fouled that pitch off when Nunez was running. Had he not fouled that off, it's different. He had the base stolen. So he fouls it off. He's got to go back, and then we do a good enough job to not permit it, and he throws a full count curveball strike. That's the nuance of the game that, if you're really paying attention, that made such a big difference for us. Of course, then early in the game, Jason doesn't grab a ball that he normally does, and that turns out into a run on an infield back. I mean, there are 3-1 count for the squeeze. You can't pitch out there, and you got 3-1 count. You got their 8-hole hitter up with the pitcher on deck with 1 out. So if you just say you're wrong, now it's 1st and 3rd with 1 out. Here comes the pitcher, who's probably not as an adept of a bunter as the other guy. So there's all this little stuff to pay attention to right there.
How much harder is it to manage with these expanded bullpens and, left, right, almost every batter?
It's part of the rules. That is one part of the game I'd like to see curtailed just a little bit. When you get to September, you play an entirely different game than you've been playing all year, when it really means a lot, too. I'm not opposed to more people being up here, but I am in favor of trying to limit rosters on a daily basis. Maybe more than 25 is fine, 26, 27, whatever. But when you have just an unlimited amount, it's very difficult. But listen, we're going to utilize it too. But I just think down the road, that's something that's definitely worth a discussion.
Joe, I know you talked about Hayward, but since the Colorado where he sat 4 in a row, what has been the biggest difference in your mind?
I hate to say reboot or reset. Just give him a chance. I really believe when a very good major league player may be struggling, if he just sits and watches a major league game being played and then understands I'm one of the best at doing this right here, it does something to you internally. I remember the first time I used that line was on Orlando Cabrera at Shea Stadium. When we told him he wasn't going to play, he was all upset. He came to me. I said, hey, listen, just sit and watch a major league game today and just understand that you're one of the best. He came to me later in the game. He says, after you said that, I was fine. So that's what I don't want them to just hang out. Just observe a little bit and understand, man, when I'm struggling, look at this field. There's not many people that can do this stuff. So sometimes it's one of those things internally that you have to get beyond.
A few days ago, Joe, you said that Jason was on time.
Yeah.
It's starting to see the results now. He is on time.
He's more on time with everything. he just is. And then the other part is, even though it's a ground ball base hit and a softie to left center, he's had so many line drives caught. My point, his confidence starts showing up, and then all of a sudden you become even more on time. The ball gets a little bit bigger, and it gets crunched a little bit better. So he's got all that going on right now. And again, after he missed that fly ball, he came in. The first thing he did is he goes and sees Lackey and just said, I got you, man, my fault. That kind of thing. That's what people don't see this stuff. This guy's the consummate teammate on top of everything else.